all gone to the pot now.
Maybe we can edit that bit out. Yay!
You can start by introducing like who you are, what you do, all that kind of jazz.
Cool. So I'm Sophie. I write a blog. I'm also an assistant food stylist, so that's like my day job, although it's on hold at the moment because of lockdown. But yeah, and then I run Sophie Edwards _TCMP, which is the Crack Mirror Project, which is my blog, and yeah, I just do a bit of a mix of everything, and I'm really passionate about making other women feel good, which I hope comes across, and kind of show like the fact that you can be any size and wear whatever you want, and fashion can work for anyone basically. So yeah, hopefully that comes across.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't know that the
TCMP stands for
the Crack Mirror
my
Project.
blog name.
Yeah,
So,
because I knew that you had the blog name, but then I didn't put the two together.
No, like I had questions recently because like I've had a bit of an influx of followers, and they were like, "What does TCMP stand for?" I was like, "I probably need to let people know because yeah." But yeah, that's what it is.
It's so funny because when you read people's handles, like, so you get to know them as that thing, or sometimes like I don't even know like the difference between their first name or their last name.
I know.
It gets really confusing. I was actually looking through your Instagram, and I flicked right back, and I saw that you'd cut your hair off for charity.
Yes.
And obviously you do loads of stuff now, which is very, like you said, like empowering like other women and like making them feel good. And you always seem to be doing something for a cause. So has that always been the case? Like, have you always felt like the need to do that?
I think so, definitely. Like, my dad has always done a lot for charity, so I've kind of always grown up, like my parents have always done a lot for charity, always donated to charities, like fundraising and stuff. So it's kind of like in my bones, I think. And I'm from I have a nice life. Like, okay, bad things have happened, obviously, but I always feel like there are people, I was always taught that there are people better off than you and worse off than you, and if I can just help one person, then like that's a good thing, I think. So yeah, it's just kind of in my blood, and yeah, I've always done something to try and help someone else, basically.
Do you ever feel like there comes like a certain pressure with Instagram because you're helping people feel better about themselves? Do you ever get like overwhelmed with that at all?
Oh, totally. I've had some quite like sad messages from women that feel they can open up to me and stuff like that. Like, I know there was a lot of talk around the Adele weight loss thing, which was so annoying, because everyone forgot what she's actually good at and like just talking about her weight loss. And I had so many women come to me and like tell me their stories, and being kind of, I suffered from an undiagnosed eating disorder when I was younger, so reading those messages was really hard for me to read because there's so many women that feel like they need to fit in and that they need to look a certain way to be beautiful or whatever, and like that, there's a lot of pressure that comes from that because I'm not a psychiatrist, like, and I want to give the best feedback that I can to help these women, and you can't always do that. And I think that there's a lot of responsibility that comes with Instagram when you're doing stuff like we're both doing, like we talk about things that people struggle with. So yeah, it is hard, definitely. And I go through waves of like being very supportive, and then I go through waves where I'm like, oh my god, I'm a bit overwhelmed by these messages, and it's a weird one. It's really weird.
Yeah, because I always find that you don't want to put out like, oh, this is my shiny, nice life.
Yeah.
But then when you are feeling bad, it's then the times that you don't necessarily want to be like in front of the camera. And
not at all. Yeah, I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. Like recently, I've just been a bit like, oh god, I don't really feel like getting in front of the camera at all. Like, not because anything bad's happening, but I'm also like, nothing amazing is happening. So it's just kind of like, is it a bit boring for everyone? Like, just showing my lockdown life? I don't know. Yeah, so it's a hard one to handle, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Which brings us on to like the rainbow jumpers that I've seen that you're creating. So tell me more about them.
So I felt, well, like I said to you at the beginning, my day job has been put on hold for the time being. Well, it definitely has. I think the industry is starting up again, but like working in the hospitality industry and kind of entertainment as well, obviously that's all been shut, for the right reasons, obviously. And I was like, how can I help? Like, how can I just keep myself busy? Like, I was just letting the days just slide past. And like, I never wanted to be one of those people that walks out of lockdown that's like, learn a language, learn all these thousands of things. But I was like, I've been making pom-poms for years. And I just find it very therapeutic. So then I was like, why don't I just stick them on a jumper? I made myself a few years back. But like I never sold any, and I was like, why don't I just see if people want them? And I've ended up with like 30 orders already, so I'm just like working my way through these rainbow jumpers. But I'll show you one.
Yeah, let's see.
So they're just in this, so they've got little pom-poms.
That's so cute.
So cute. So yeah, and then I'm working my way through all the orders now, which is mad. My living room is like a factory. So
oh my gosh, yeah.
It's mental. There's like boxes, and there's like all these poms lined up everywhere. But it's kept me busy. It's really kept me busy, so it's good.
Yeah, I remember I made clothes when I was younger. Like I finished school and I had nothing to do for a year, so I started like making clothes because I had no money, but I wanted clothes. And like just the sheer amount of like mess and like dust and cotton and stuff.
Oh my god, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm like, and I can't find the right space to do it in either because Sam's at home as well. So I'm like constantly moving the boxes to then, and I have like an open plan living space. So when I'm cooking, I'm like, right, move all the stuff so it doesn't smell. So then that comes into our bedroom, and then it's like, okay, move them back out because there's no room in our bedroom. So then we're going to do this. It's so funny.
And yeah, you were talking before as well about the like your mental health and stuff and the eating disorder stuff. How has your mental health been during lockdown?
I'd say it's been okay. I've been on the Corona coaster basically, where I've just been. I'd say like I have a few hours to a few days where I'm like, this is fine. We're handling it. It's all good. My friends, my family, my loved ones, everyone is healthy. Like, what more can you want? And then, like, something really minor can happen. Like, I spill a glass of water, and then I sit there and cry for 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, God, it's so depressing, and all of it. It's really been quite a whirlwind. What about you? How have you found it?
It's been okay. I'm just at the point now where, like, this week I haven't really wanted to do anything. So, like, the thought of, like, going on a walk even, or I'm just I don't want to do the same walk. I don't want to go food shopping.
Yeah.
But you've been doing running, haven't you? Has that helped?
I haven't been doing it that much. I was training for the London Marathon before it was postponed to later in the year. But I've fallen out of love with it a little bit because I haven't felt like I live in quite a busy area, and people aren't really following the guidelines. And then I didn't feel like I wanted to be one of those runners that then makes people feel uncomfortable because I'm like over them. So it was just like, I haven't been doing it as much, but I've actually like taken the time to do more yoga, and I think that has massively helped me because it's just like a time, like, okay, no, I'm not sweating buckets, but it's just like, okay, it's like just nice to relax, basically.
Yeah, because I think as well, from what I found is like we're seeing people like doing all these new things that they're trying, and what you said, like you don't want to come out with like a new scale, or this kind of, you can feel pressure to like start something new.
Yeah.
And like I've definitely felt that like I wanted to say, on one hand, like, oh, sometimes when people are exercising, I find it quite triggering because of like my eating disorder in the past.
Yeah.
But then also, I don't want to be like, I don't want to stop people running or doing things, or, you know, because they should definitely do that. But then I also want to just say, be there for the people that might also think, oh, that's triggering. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard because when you're putting yourself online, you can never please. You don't want to offend anyone by saying something, and then that, like, helping out with the mental health and stuff, you've got to be really careful because you're not a therapist or whatever.
Yeah. And not one size fits all. Like, just because I find pleasure in yoga doesn't mean that you're going to find pleasure in yoga. You might be like, this, I can't deal with it, but you might find pleasure in colouring. And like, that's not a problem if you're not exercising. I get what you mean. Like, I felt it too when I've seen people like exercising every single day, and I've been sat on the sofa for like 4 days in a row, and I've just been like, I haven't felt like I wanted to exercise. So I've just kind of been taking every day as it comes. If I feel like doing it, then I'll do it. If I don't, then I try not to let it bother me. But yeah, I can completely relate, definitely.
Yeah, and it's trying not to like compare yourself to anyone else. And one of my friends said, oh, I don't feel like I'm doing lockdown right. And I was like, yeah, I think that's a lot of things that people are feeling, that kind of sense.
Yeah. And like, but my friend said a really good thing. She was like, if you come out of lockdown not feeling relaxed, or like, basically, hopefully we're never going to have this time back. So surely it's a really good time to catch up on sleep. Like, I don't know, do things that you wouldn't normally be able to do. Like, I wouldn't just sit normally and watch back-to-back programs all the time. I kind of try and limit myself to 2 hours or something, whereas I've just been like, if I feel like doing that on a Saturday or even a Wednesday, it doesn't really matter right now. Like, no one's going to judge me. So I've kind of tried to take that premise of like, hopefully this is never going to happen again, and I'm never going to have 3 months just to do nothing. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so shall we move on to your first item then, the item that you love?
So I have picked. It was really hard to do, by the way. I found it really hard. I am a midi dress queen. Basically, I love a midi dress. So I just picked the brightest and boldest one that I have.
Yeah.
Which is a pink and red leopard print one.
I love that.
I love it so much. It's like my birthday dress. I've worn it for the last 2 birthdays, and it just brings me joy. So yeah.
I absolutely love red and pink together. It's like my favourite colour combination.
So do I. But I would never, apart from this, I've never worn it together, which is really weird. But yeah, I love it so much, and it's got like a puff sleeve. Midi dress.
Have you always been into really bright colours?
Yeah, I would say my wardrobe has always been quite bright. It makes me feel, I don't know, I say I've got like a mixture of the two. I'd say I've got quite like, I can wear just like a white t-shirt and blue jeans, and that suits me fine, or like a white shirt. I used to live in a white shirt. I've got about 5 of them that I just rotate. And that was like when I was working in an office and stuff. But I'd say Instagram has probably made me have a more colourful wardrobe, which is no bad thing, because I like looking at like bright feeds and colour, and that's kind of what attracts me to a feed. So I've kind of tried to do the same without being, majorly copycat.
Do you think, because you're saying that your wardrobe's kind of always been bright and stuff, do you think there's like a reason that it's always been bright? Do you think that like there was a certain like maybe a certain attention it attracted, like, or
yeah, I would say so. When I was the school that I went to and the sixth form that I went to, it was all on like one site, and I would say that I was kind of like quite experimental there, but I'd never really fitted in. So like, I had my group of friends, but I wasn't really the same as them. And I'd say like I started experimenting with like fashion and colour through that, and like I've always kind of been the person that my friends would go to be like, oh, what dress should I buy for this event or that event, which I've always enjoyed. So I think that was my way of expressing my personality, because I wasn't like mega popular or anything. Clothes were my way of doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
I enjoyed being the person that people came to for fashion advice, basically.
Yeah. Do you get a lot of that now? Do people ask for a lot of advice over Instagram for clothes?
Yeah, definitely. And especially women of a similar size to me, because they're like, oh my God, I'm going to a wedding. Like, what do I do? Or what do I wear? And I do my lust lists occasionally. I should do them more. But people respond really well to those as well, which is really nice. And yeah, I enjoy it, and that's why I do it, really.
Do you have any rules about like when you're shopping for yourself? Do you have any like rules that you've set yourself, or things that you know you definitely go for or definitely don't?
I definitely go for a midi dress. I find short dresses very stressful. I know we shot a short dress together, and like even though the shots are amazing, I could feel in myself that I changed. Like I wasn't completely comfortable, and I want to break out of that comfort zone, and so I'm trying to do it slowly. But yeah, I'd say I tend to always go slightly oversized, long, like that's just, yeah, there's like a certain style that I would go for, definitely.
Yeah, me too. I love a midi dress. They're so
Yeah.
great. I put a short dress on today, and I was just like, oh my God, I've not worn a short dress in so long.
So long.
It's like, I'm so crazy.
I know. I think like midi dresses suit everyone as well, and you can dress them up and dress them down. Like you could go to work and wear a pair of trainers with one, and then literally change your shoes into some nice sandals in the evening. Obviously, if we were going out, and then you could go and meet your friends and just like change your bag or whatever, and then you've already got a new outfit, which is great, I think.
Would you like save things for best, or do you sort of just, if I want to wear that dress today, I'm going to wear it?
I'm quite bad at saving things for best, and then by the time it comes to the event or whatever, I've seen something else, and then I'm like, oh, I've fallen out of love with that a bit now. I'm going to buy the new thing, which is really bad, and I've really tried to like train myself out of that, and just, yeah, if you want to wear something, wear it.
Yeah.
My day job doesn't really mean that I can wear nice clothes, because obviously if I'm cooking and stuff, I don't want it to go all over me. So I think like all the Instagram stuff is a really nice escape from that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, amazing. Should we move on to the outfit you find tricky, or the thing you find tricky or don't like?
Well, I was going to include jeans, because jeans are a nightmare, but I feel like everyone will just be like, yeah, jeans are a nightmare. Let's find that off. But I picked up this skirt. So it's my sequin mermaid skirt.
Oh, yeah.
Which I absolutely love, but it's a nightmare to style, because it's so bold, and like I don't know how much you can see. Can you see it? Okay?
Yeah, it looks great. I love it.
It's so delicate, and like the sequins are falling off as we speak. Like they literally, if you move ever so slightly in it comes off. And so it's like one of my prized possessions, but I don't really know what to do with it other than just wear it with a white t-shirt. And that can get a bit boring as well. So yeah, it's quite hard.
Yeah, that is a tricky one. I find sparkly stuff can be difficult as well, because it's like whether it's, or something that's like too seasonal, it can be tricky, because you can feel like, oh, maybe it feels a bit Christmassy, or it feels like, I guess it could be for summer festival as well, but yeah.
I think sequins do always feel slightly Christmassy. There's something about them that you can't quite wear a sequin dress in I don't know, now. Like, I would
Yeah.
never wear a sequin dress now. That is one thing that I could wear now because of the colours. But yeah, I find it quite just a tricky outfit to wear, and like I never feel completely comfortable in it because I'm worried about all the things falling off. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, any time that I'm wearing anything that you have to kind of fiddle with is like the time when you feel the worst. Like, if something, like, I've
oh,
sometimes something's too
totally,
low, or it can just really throw you off and you just want to get it
definitely.
off.
I know, and like you're there the whole night. Let's say you're like at an event and you're wearing like quite a low cut top or dress or whatever, and you're literally there like, oh god, oh, and you never fully relax for the
Yeah.
whole evening. It's dictated by your clothes, and that's one thing I've learned over the years is to, apart from that, is like try and buy things that, like, if it doesn't fit quite right or you don't feel comfortable in it when you first try it on, you're probably never going to feel that comfortable in it because you'll remember how you felt that first time that you put it on. So yeah, I think comfort is key when it comes to a good wardrobe, and confidence as well.
Yeah, because it's the same with like something's a bit itchy, or like if you're ever like, oh, I'm gonna squeeze into that, or I'm gonna like lose a bit of weight to wear that dress or something. It's just like a no go.
That I've stopped doing that with the whole losing weight to fit into things, because that no one has to know the size that you're wearing. I've got clothes in my wardrobe that vary from a size 10 right up to a size 20, because if that blazer fits better as a size 20, even though I'm a size 16, no one needs to know that I'm wearing a size 20. It just fits better. So there's no, I think there's like a horrible thing about like the size that it should, like, your clothes say, and I'm trying to like break out of that myself.
Yeah, because I definitely buy with coats as well. I prefer them a lot bigger.
Yeah.
And things, it's just like the fact that people think that we can all fit into these like category of sizes, because everybody is so different. And I think that's why I always try and tell people with clothes, I'm like, you don't have to buy it or try it on just in that size. I'm like, I'll take like 4 sizes to the changing room.
Definitely, yeah.
Because you just don't know what's going to fit you or not.
And also, you might be trying on multiple pairs of like I don't know, let's say you've got 4 shirts. You can technically go and try those on in two different sizes. Like, just because one shirt fits you in one size doesn't mean that then that same shirt in a different colour is going to fit you, because it might come from a different factory, it might be a slightly different material. Like, yeah, I think even though it looks the same, and then I think it can get very disappointing, basically.
Yeah, that's really true, because you can definitely try something on and let that item of clothing dictate how you feel about yourself, and that shouldn't be the way.
No,
you shouldn't
not totally.
Try something on in your size and let that make you feel like, oh, I didn't fit into those pair of jeans. It's like, no, the jeans didn't fit you. It's not like you didn't fit them.
So good. That's such a good line. Like, that is a quote to live by. Like, clothes should fit you. You shouldn't fit the clothes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There we go. Just coming up with our own taglines here.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's great. I love it.
Okay, shall we move on to your random item?
Yeah, I actually have 2 because I couldn't decide. So my first one is my Kindle, because it's basically been saving me through lockdown, and I've found like real pleasure in reading again.
Yeah.
Rather than kind of feeling like you have to read, just being like, I've got an hour where I can just read in the sunshine or whatever. So yeah, that's my random item.
My mum accidentally bought 21 books on Kindle, and she doesn't even have a Kindle. She just bought them on Amazon. So I had to like contact Amazon and be like, my mum's bought 21 Kindle books, like, she needs a refund. My dad was like, £120.
That's so amazing. The thing is, it's so easy to get carried away with the Kindle, because you're like, oh, it's 99p. Oh, it's £1.99. Let's just download it. I've got like 12 books on there, and I'm like, I've still got books in my house that I actually need to read, rather than
I downloaded the Flatshare because of you, actually,
Oh, amazing.
But I've only read like a little bit because I'm just not in the headspace to be able to read at the moment.
Yeah.
But it is a good one. Did you enjoy it?
I really enjoyed it, and my friend has said exactly the same thing. So don't feel like you're on your own when it comes to like not being able to get into a book, because I found that some people are able to like throw themselves into it, and I've been lucky enough to be one of those people. Or you've got like the other spectrum where like my head just isn't in it. I can't concentrate. So
yeah, I've known a lot of people like that.
Loads of people. But with the flat share, I did really enjoy it. So yeah, what you have to do is kind of commit to the first 50 pages, because it can be quite like that classic chick flick thing where you're just like, oh god. But then you really invest in the characters, and it's just like a nice book to read during lockdown. And yeah, there are like a few twists and turns. It's not just like classic. So yeah, if you do get back into it and you feel you want to, then it's a good book to read. It's not depressing.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz at the moment, and it is very, very heavy.
No.
I get through like one chapter at a time, and I'm like, whoa, I need to like go and eat my feelings or something. It's so sad.
Yeah, that is not a book for me. I'm all about like easygoing chick lit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great book, but I'm just like, oh god, this is not the book for lockdown. It really is. But yeah. Then my other random item, which I need to show you, is my trusty shaver, which shaves off bubbles. I know, really random.
So
you know, like jumpers that get all bobbly, or like I've got a pair of obviously we're living in joggers. I like all my pajamas and stuff have got all bobbly, so then it's like as if it's brand new, and you literally just like it shaves it off.
I love that. I want one.
It's so good. It's from Philips, and you feel like you've got like a new wardrobe without really doing much. So yeah, and it's really satisfying. You can see like all the fluff. I don't know if you can see it in there. Yeah. It's so good.
I can imagine that is so satisfying. You're like
so satisfying.
Love it.
Satisfying. So that's my random item.
I loved it. They were two really good random items.
There were too many. I've got so many random things in here. They're just too many.
I quite like when people say, well, I couldn't choose one, so I got two. I like that because that makes me think that they were like really into it. So it's good.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm pleased. I was like worried you'd be like, oh god.
No.
Stop talking to me.
So did you have a chance to think about who your style icon was?
I did. So this is quite hard because I think it depends what you... Yeah, I guess everyone's style icon is different. For me, not that I would fit into her wardrobe, but I think Alexa Chung is a very good style icon. Like, I don't know if you've watched Next in Fashion, but like the way she dresses for the themes of the show are great. And I just think like, okay, I don't have something like that, but I could like style this dress like that, or I didn't realise I could do this with that, and it was a really good show to watch for me because I was like, oh, I've got something like that, and I would never have thought to have put that dress with a pair of tights or something. Like, just I think she's a really good one.
Yeah.
To follow.
I've always loved her style. It's so great because it's not too it's quite like, oh, what's that word when
it's not like mega fashion, but it is.
No, and it's not too like sexy either.
No,
I like
I'm not here for the sexy stuff.
No, I'm not either. I'm not about it.
And there's like things, and like there's like different types of styles that are kind of in fashion at the moment. Like I think women that wear cycling shorts and stuff look great, but it's not a vibe that I could ever pull off. So I'm kind of like, I avoid that sort of thing. And I think, Alexa Chung's style kind of fits in with what I would wear, or like maybe something's a bit more garish than I would wear. But yeah, I think you can just like pick out parts of her wardrobe that I find really inspiring.
Yeah, definitely. And she just seems like a nice person as well. She just seems really cool and fun.
I think like cool, definitely. Like she can just wear something and it looks good.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that she's had multiple jobs within the fashion industry, so she does genuinely know what she's talking about. And like, okay, I don't really know her background or anything, but I think she has had to work really hard for it. So it's kind of like, I hope, I like seeing people having to work hard and try new things and all of this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's a great one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on Life in Clothes.
Thank you for having me.
I've absolutely loved having you on. Okay, I'll see you soon.
I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.